What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Happy Thursday, everybody. Okay, so just a few corrections from the last video that I'm sure everybody caught there. I'm Mexican, so when I see the dates with numbers, I tend to switch the day and month because we do it differently compared to the US, so I thought it was December. I should have checked because I kind of already knew the date. I just got a brain fart at that moment. So that was one. The other one was that I said LA Times Square. That doesn't exist. There are posters of the Steven Spielberg new film in both LA and Times Square. And in fact, they have it in different shapes of color, the eye. So let me show you a little bit. So here it is. Shout out to this account, Wow. They post a lot of different really cool stuff. But the one on the left that is blue is from a Los Angeles poster. And the one on the right is the one I showed you yesterday, which is from a Times Square poster, billboard. I wanted just to clarify that. Thank you for watching the video. Today, I'm going to talk about something that's been brewing for a little while, and that is James Fox's new documentary, which is a continuation of the Moment of Contact documentary from 2022, 2023, which is about the Varginha UFO crash and the case of the alleged beings that one got into a hospital, another one was spotted by 3 young ladies. Ever since that documentary came out, it's widely regarded as one of the most shocking cases and that I've ever seen, at least. I mean, the Zimbabwe case of the aerial school phenomenon that I showed you a clip of a few days ago, that's another one. But this one has a lot to it. And the story of how James Fox initially dismissed the case and now he's like leading the investigation is pretty cool to listen to. Recently, James Fox was on Camp Gagnon. It's a podcast from the Andrew Schultz sphere of creator friends, and he constantly has a bunch of different UFO people as guests. And this time he got James Fox to talk about something that is going to happen, according to James Fox, in Washington D.C. as a result of his investigations into the Varginha case. This is news to me. Before I show you that clip, though, I want to show you the trailers just so you guys remember what's going to happen. Here it is.
Have you been exposed to undeniable confirmation of a non-human intelligence craft?
There is something out there, and we should know as the people what it is.
Do you believe that the federal government is knowingly concealing evidence about UAPs from the public?
100%.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
When you say crash retrieval, what do you mean?
Non-human, exotic origin, vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
For the first time in history, the names of alleged companies and gatekeepers analyzing recovered alien technology are being exposed.
Are any of you willing to name specific individuals?
Dr. James Ryder at Lockheed, Glenn Gaffney, CIA.
For decades, we've heard allegations of the retrieval of objects of alien origin.
In 1933, some disc-shaped object crashed.
It was not anything from this earth.
A UFO crashed in Kingman.
Didn't drop out of the sky. It had to come in on an angle.
The feeling I had during the encounter was like no type of aircraft that I've ever seen before.
I saw the evidence. It's a crash retrieval, there's a craft, and there's alien bodies.
But one of the most well-documented UFO crash retrieval cases involving live aliens took place in Varginha, Brazil.
It is a crashed vehicle.
2 seres extraterrestres foram capturados, depois, posteriormente, foram levados para o hospital.
Meu nome é Carlos de Souza.
Meu nome é Cátia Xavier.
Meu nome é Liliane Silva.
Meu nome é Valquíria Silva.
Em 1996, eu vi uma criatura estranha ali.
Fui até o local. Quando o general de brigada falou para mim que era assunto de segurança nacional, ele morre por aí, acabou.
Deu para ver nitidamente. Era um charuto voando.
O negócio do ET, eu nem quis tocar, porque eu tinha um cine que gravava.
Levaram para Campinas e Campinas levaram para os Estados Unidos.
Now, for the first time in history,
Nunca vi caso assim.
we have the most compelling first-hand testimony.
Todo mundo surpreso. Assim, qualquer que ia sofrer uma punição muito severa.
Of communication with a live alien in captivity.
Aqui, ó. Foi aqui. Os olhos eram como se fosse uma gota de água.
How much time did he spend with the alien in the room?
3, 4 meses.
That was Dr. Italo Venturelli, who I've been talking to you guys about as soon as James Fox came out with his testimony. What I hear is that it's going to be a number of new testimonies besides the ones from the first cut of the film. And I know that James is already starting to talk to people from the media, from the podcast sphere, about potentially doing interviews for this film. The first one was actually yesterday on Camp Gagnon, and he spoke about what's probably going to happen in Washington very soon, I guess. Let me show you.
Soon, very early next year, is we're gonna have an event in Washington D.C. with a number of firsthand witnesses, both American and Brazilian, and we're gonna have them introduce themselves at the podium, speak for a few minutes, and then say, make a plea to the executive branch to provide immunity so they can violate their NDAs and participate in open congressional hearings, maybe on the Senate, the House, or both, and give the details needed to verify the following claims: street addresses, names, where the locations of some of this materials are. And then it's in the hands of the executive branch. If they want to do it and they want to push for transparency, like whatever you think of the current administration, they've got the power to do it. And they talk about wanting transparency and more openness. So, we're going to do.
This is really interesting because what he's saying is that early next year, we're going to see potentially meetings between people from Brazil and from the US who are part of this case. I wonder what they're going to talk about and if this is going to move to a more legislation aspect of things. And the fact that somebody in that trailer is part of this film, Dr. Eric Davis, that gives me pause though, because he said, I saw the evidence verbatim. There was a crash craft and there were bodies. That's what he said. And I don't know if they're gonna expand more on that, like details, because if that happens, that's gonna be huge. And we have actually a release date for the film. James Fox recently thanked Joe Rogan for talking about the film on the podcast with Dan Farah on the Joe Rogan Experience. And he said, huge thanks to Joe Rogan for the shout out regarding our completely revamped cut of Moment of Contact. New revelations of alien encounters dropping December 22nd on Apple and Amazon. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. So he released that on Thanksgiving. And we're only 11 days away from watching this film. No wonder it's already starting to be like talked about in the circles, And yeah, what I'm hearing is that, yeah, there's going to be a lot of new material. It's not like the entire first film and then the new material. No, according to what I heard, it's like a mixture. It's a new product that mixes stuff from the old film and the new stuff. That's what I hear. And I don't know if this crash and how involved USAF was, as in the Air Force, I don't know how James Fox is going to talk about this on the film, because presumably the involved people from the US side had to be either former military, former Air Force, former Army, somebody who was in some way involved in the case, I would guess. I just can't wait to see how he weaves it all together, because it's going to be fun. It's always fun to see James's documentaries because he has a central piece that he always talks about. It also happened in the program, for example. But he also explores other cases that are very important and interesting to him. And it seems like it's going to be the case in this new iteration. And he's going to talk about many of those crashes that everybody knows about. Like, you've been hearing about them. And debunkers say they're not real, pretty much every single one of them. The Kecksburg case, the Kingman, and other cases that are always discussed in terms of crash retrievals. I would put Virginia there as well. That was a crash retrieval as well. And seems like it went out of control. That's why the information has leaked, I guess. So I can't wait. Let me know what you think about this upcoming meeting that James Fox is going to have with people who are involved in the case. And let me know what you think about the overall trailer. What do you expect from it? We're only 11 days away, so let me know what you think. I'll be reading every comment. If you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to like, share, hype, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That's all you need to do in order to help us, and it is what helps us the most, so thank you. But if you want to support us in other ways, there's a few links down there you can choose from. You can also become a member on YouTube. You can also become a member on Patreon, which I just opened last week. Thank you to everyone who's supporting. Or you can also support us through KGRA. Anything you choose to do is always appreciated, so thank you. That's it for me today on this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, stay curious and inquisitive like James Fox. Always. Bye.
Psicoactivo.